and walked over, and he kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as he walked over. And then he came right up to me and he said, "I want to tell you one thing, kid. I'm Big Mitch, and you're Little Mitch."
I'd like to bring up Mitch Ryan.
I'm good, thank you.
But you did a terrific film that was set in the West. It wasn't a Western, but a movie that Rupert Hitzig produced called ELECTRA GLIDE in Blue with Robert Blake. And Billy Greenbush was in that too.
Greenbush, yeah.
That was a good film. We should invite him to come. I mean, Culpeper Cattle Company, who had a great movie.
He's a wonderful actor, and it was great fun. Blake was good. You know, it was one of his better roles.
So what was that like? William Garcio, I think, who had
William Garcio was the producer,
before.
And he didn't direct. He sort of took the title, and Blake did most of the directing.
Really?
Anyway, and they very tragically fired. I felt the writer director who wrote the thing, but he really was a little above his head, so. Worked out fine, and the movie turned out to be pretty good.
Really terrific. Elijah Cook was in that too. Had some great scenes in there too.
He
really
was
different.
Quite a guy.
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, he had been around a long time and done some classics.
Yeah.
The Big Sleep with Bogart.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful character actor.
I want to blow your rotten little heart out.
Is undergoing a precisely formulated conspiracy of police genocide.
Then I went back to New York and did something, and then I went to, I got hired for Friends of Eddie Coyle with
Mitchum.
Robert Mitchum, and he was glad to see me. I had done a movie in 1957 when I was just 21 years old, Thunder Road.
This was your first movie. Thunder Road was Mitch's first feature.
This was way before I came to Hollywood. I mean, I was doing summer stock, and they came and saw it. And Mitchum was great. He was wonderful. And there was a great story. I drove back to California with him after we finished the movie. But on the first day, I had about a 2-minute scene with him, and I was walking around the set. You can imagine, 21 years old, have a scene with Robert Mitchum in your first movie. It's like, forget it. Yeah. And they said, "Okay, who's playing Jed?" And I said, so he came out of his dressing room and asked the guy something, and then looked over at me and walked over, and he kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as he walked over. And then he came right up to me and he said, "I want to tell you one thing, kid. I'm Big Mitch, and you're Little Mitch." Now, do you want to shoot this thing, or would you like to rehearse?
No intimidation there.
I said, "No, let's shoot it. I mean, I'm ready."
You put your dirty, fat hands on my kid brother. I swore I'd kill anybody that tried to make him a whiskey runner.
And so how did that go then?
It went great. It went very well. Actually, he blew the first take because he saw how nervous I was. It was,
That's
it was
nice.
really great. I
Yeah.
didn't quite realize that at the time, but I'm sure that's what he did because he never blew a take. I mean, the two movies I did with him, he never blew a take at all. So,
I heard that he had a knack where he could look at a script and memorize the whole
well,
thing.
he sure knew his lines cold all the time. I don't know how he did it, but I mean.
He produced that movie too and wrote the song. He
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
the theme song, Thunder Road, that was a hit.
Thunder
A hit.
Road, Thunder Road, yeah. Yeah, that was great.
And his son, James, played his brother
Yeah.
in that film too. Gene Barry
Gene
was
Barry.
the revenue agent.
Jock Obershon, or whatever his first name was. Yeah, it was Rene Obershon and Trevor Barnett. Remember him?
Oh, sure,
Yeah,
Trevor
old
Barnett. He
Trevor.
was Old Man Clanton in the Wyatt Earp TV
Oh, yes,
series.
that's right, yeah, he was-
And Keely Smith too, I think, in there.
Keely Smith, yeah, the squaw, as Mitchum called him. And Louis Prima was looking for a shotgun.
Oh, so she liked Mitch a lot. Big Mitch, right?
Big Mitch, yeah, she
Okay,
liked
all right.
Mitch.
You know, the Gambler series, created and produced and written by Jim Burns, was a terrific, successful show, and you were in one of the best episodes, I think. Bruce Boxleitner, of course, was in that
Yeah,
as
Bruce,
well.
he was
And
right
Linda
there.
Evans.
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah,
Crawford
yeah.
was in that
Yeah,
episode, too.
yeah.
Gambler, the adventure continues.
Continues, oh yes. That was great fun. I mean, it was an incredibly funny movie. It was good. I mean, for a Western, and Kenny was great. He was there all the time, and as of
Cameron Mitchell was in that, too.
Cameron Mitchell, Kenny's like a natural sort of leader kind of thing. I mean, he just sort of takes over. Bruce was great. Bruce had a great part, and he was. The good guys were chasing us. The bad guys. Why were you chasing us, or we were chasing? Oh, another kidnapping movie. That's right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, another bad guy role,
I
huh?
do a lot of kidnapping.
But this one was more than just to learn how to read, right?
Yeah, this was for money.
Okay. And let's see, who else was in that? Paul Koslow.
Paul
Terrific
Koslow,
actor.
yeah, he was excellent.
Was he
Paul.
one of the bad guys with you?
Yeah, and who else was there? Oh, Rennie Santoni. Rennie Santoni was the bandit. God, that was we used to love to play those great cliche parts.
Well, when you first get a script, do you reject many of them, or do you say, well, gee, I've done this before?
No, I have a Ricardo Montalban story that fits me too. Is he said he was given an award or something at the Screen Actors Guild, and he said, and Anthony Quinn introduced him, and he said, now Anthony Quinn does anything he wants to. He can do any movie it comes. He chooses what I have to do, and most of us have to do, is the script they send us. We've got to do it. And that's sort of how it is.
Well, you've been lucky with the roles that you've been given.
Yeah.
Some terrific parts.
Great. And television was like an angel, because you guys remember in the 70s and 80s, each network did 25 movies every year. These terrible, the disease of the month, or the crime of the month, or the rape of the month, or whatever it was. It was a good revenue source, and plus also television was great too.
Well, you were in the most unusual, and a lot of people's favorite soap opera of all times, Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows. Yeah.
So that was like Monday through Friday every day.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Was
It's the
everybody
hardest.
using a teleprompter?
It's the hard. I can't because I can't see. So I had to try to memorize it, which I did. This is a long time ago. This was in the '60s. So, and that was it's the hardest job there is. I mean, it's
soap
just
opera.
brutal.
Well, we want to thank you for being here,
Oh,
Mitch.
listen,
This has been great.
great.
You
Thank
had a
you.
good time.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.